All right, this FlipPilot how-to covers how to create task checklists. So as we work these leads and deals through our workflow, through our pipeline, we're going to have different stages where we're going to want to make sure that certain tasks are completed before that record moves on down the pipeline. And so as an example, I'm going to take this under contract buying status I have right here. Whenever I move a record into that, I've got it under contract, I'll be closing on it. So there's some things I want to make sure are done by me and my team to make sure that we have everything done, before we close. And so in order to do that, I can go in here and I can create a checklist so that every time a lead or record goes into that column, it's going to get that checklist that'll make sure that those items get done. So let's go ahead and add some things here. Signed contract, receive. Let's make sure we actually got the signed contract. Contract receipted, got to make sure you do that, right? They put it on a contract with somebody else afterwards. You want to be the first to have it receipted. Upload contract to drive that's attached to the record. That way I know that our team has put the documents there that are associated with that record so that everything is kept in one place and we have access to it. We're not hunting for all these documents and images and videos for the property. There's a video on integrating Google Drive with FlipPilot so you can see how that happens so that it's actually attached to the property, to the record itself. All right, we're going to need to line up some funding. We want to order insurance. Got to make sure we get that insurance ordered. We can check code compliance. I like that one because who knows? Like if that place is run down and been vacant for a while, got hobos living there, you might want to check code compliance before closing just to see if anything's come up. Check in with the seller. Keep that communication open with them so that they feel comfortable with what's going on. That's a great way to get good reviews. And so we've got a good checklist here going. So we're going to save this one. And now you can see that this column has checklist. So that signifies that whenever I drag one of these other records, this record into this status, it's going to get, let's say the closing date, let's go to May, and we'll say it's going to close on May 11th. And now when I go in here, if I scroll down to the status checklist, I can see that I've got this under contract checklist now, and these are all unchecked. So none of these are done. Let's say that we did this one, so we're going to check it off. Let me go ahead and close this out. And if you'll look, this checkbox here on the record card shows you, being that it's gray, that the checklist is not complete. So at a glance, you can see which records have complete checklist, the tasks have been done, and which ones haven't. If you hover over that, you can see 1 of 7 have been completed, which is really cool. You don't have to click into the record to find out what's been done, what hasn't. If I try to move this, it's not going to let me because that checklist is not complete. Okay? So that's great. It makes sure that our team does not move this thing through until we know that all that stuff is done. So it's super powerful. It's a great way to do this. You can even, if this is a special situation where you don't want to add a certain task to all records that come into this status, but you have this one for this one because it's a special situation, you can click into the record, go down to the status checklist, and then add a checklist item there. All right, and if this is something that somebody on your team needs to do, you can even mention them and say, water the lawn. Maybe it's got new grass before you close. You want to make sure that that's done. They've watered the lawn so it doesn't die before you guys close. You can add that one-off checklist item to that checklist, and it won't add it to all the other records, just the one that you just added to. So how cool is that? It's a great way to manage your tasks and automate, including them in the record at the right time. So whenever it gets into this stage of your workflow, then that task list gets created, the checklist, and your team and you know what needs to be done for that property, that record, for that certain time in the workflow, in the pipeline. So enjoy that. That's how you set up those task checklists for your records. Now also, before I cut this off, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the FlipPilot YouTube channel, you need to do that and click on the bell icon there to make sure you get notifications when we have new videos like this come out so that you know about all the cool features and stuff that we're doing. We're adding constantly to FlipPilot so you get notified about that. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.